We looked at two outcomes. PrEP coverage is a measure of the number of people prescribed PrEP relative to just the population, so everyone in that state. PrEP to need ratio is, again, looking at the number of people getting PrEP, but this time relative to the number of new HIV diagnoses. And so it's kind of a more targeted measure to look at if the people kind of at most risk of developing HIV in this case in a state are the ones who are being prescribed PrEP. One of the reasons there might be differences here are just kind of differences between states who have and have not expanded Medicaid. And so states that expanded Medicaid had kind of higher rates of PrEP prescribing kind of even before Medicaid expansion. And so that might be one reason we didn't see like significant increases related to Medicaid expansion. But again, this PrEP to need ratio is really, I think, important for looking at are the people who are at most risk of developing HIV getting this medication. Kind of across the whole study period, kind of if we look at after a state expands Medicaid, about four people got PrEP for each new HIV prescription, but that rate really increased over time. In the first year after a state, expanded Medicaid, it was closer to one new person was getting PrEP relative to a new HIV diagnosis. But by the time we get further out, and in our study, we can observe up to 9 years out from expansion. So for the first states who expanded Medicaid in 2014, right at the beginning, it was closer to 15 people were getting PrEP for each new HIV diagnosis. And so kind of the longer states had Medicaid expansion in place, kind of the more ramp up we saw of PrEP prescribing.